teammates. So the reason why is because he manages his gravitas. But I mean, it doesn't make conscious effort, it comes to him naturally. So what we have to do right now is ensure that we practice this so that it comes to us naturally. So once we start working, or even before you start working, you've got those skills where interviewers, your hiring managers can see that and they hire you for the person you are and not for the additional skills that you bring. So communication, my fellow speakers again touched upon this. They didn't steal the thunder, but I'm glad they introduced that one. So 28% of it matters on how you speak, your assertiveness, and how you read a particular situation. So in this case, I mentioned to read the room with your precision. It doesn't mean that you sit and observe people, right? So communication is all about how you express yourself, your tone, your pitch, your pace, all that matters. So if I were to be sitting on the chair there, slouching as if I'm sitting on my couch, and if I was talking about it, you wouldn't be listening to me, right? So in your corporate setup, it's very important. How do you improve that communication skills? How do you get better at it? Train? Yes? Practice? Anyone else? Communicating with others in which language? English. Very good. So unless you are getting hired in a government for a government position, you don't have to worry about English. I mean, when I say don't have to worry about English, you still need English, but that's not the primary language they communicate in. However, once you start working in a corporate setup, or even any Indian company as well, you will be required to communicate in English, right? So what I see, even in Bangalore, where people, it's a cosmopolitan city, right? Even over there, most of the students literally struggle when they go for interviews, and the reason why is because they aren't able to express themselves. It's not because they've studied in a different medium of instruction. They've studied in English medium of instruction. However, when it comes to communicating with the interviewers and the hiring managers, they aren't able to express themselves as much as they want to. And the reason why that happens is because of the language that we speak in. What's our mother tongue? Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, Hindi, whatever, right? So what we do is we are stuck to our mother tongue because we love we love the place that we come from and we love our language. How many of us don't love your mother tongue? All of us love our mother tongue, right? But will that help you get a job? Not at all. So I told you earlier in the panel round, I was too naughty to be studying here in Bangalore. My parents chased me to Delhi. When I went there, in my school, second language was Hindi. Second language was Kannada, third language was Hindi. So Hindi was literally forced down on me, and I had to do something, otherwise I would fail. So I was forced to learn to read and write in Hindi. But when I went to Delhi, I didn't know how to communicate in Hindi. So the cook whom we had in our hostel, he didn't know English, I didn't know Hindi. He didn't know Tamil, and I didn't know Hindi. There's no other way I could have communicated with him but learn the language. So I got into a barter system with him. So all of us know what a barter system is. Give and take policy. Alright? So I told him, you teach me Hindi, I teach you English. We all got into a good agreement, we started talking. But every time I spoke in Hindi, he was laughing. Every time he spoke in English, I was laughing. So it was heading nowhere. Right? And every place I went to in North India, in Delhi and other places of North India, there was no other language anyone knew apart from Hindi. Because I used to go to remote places, I used to work, I used to volunteer with these Adivasis, and do all my social activities with them. I felt really bad, and that's when I was thinking about how we can help these guys, how we can enhance our skills. So that's when I started learning multiple languages. So in your mother tongue will help you in the place that you're in. It will not help you in any other places unless you find people from a similar community. But in a corporate world, what is important is English. And if you are communicating now, in your medium of instruction in your college is English, right? English or Telugu? English. What language do you speak to your friends with? English. How many of you say you speak to your friends in English? That's the reality, right? So we are getting, we're getting our education system in one language. We want to get into a job. We want to do something, but when it comes to executing it, we don't want to. So when I started, I always wanted to learn to play the guitar, but I didn't have time. As a child, I didn't have the privilege, and once I started working, I didn't have the time. In my previous organization, First Source, I used to work only for about 7.5 hours, and I felt I don't have time at all. So when I joined Accenture, I used to work for 11 hours. But that passion for learning to play the guitar was always, burning in me. So one day I went to a guitar shop, bought the guitar, very excitedly went to guitar classes, 3 guitar classes, that's it. And I couldn't take it more because he was just teaching me to play Hindi songs. And I just came back home. And I started to learn to play the guitar on YouTube. After about 6 months, I started playing some of my favorite songs, and I was really happy with it. And after that, I left my guitar to sit over there. After 3 months, I hadn't touched my guitar. I went to my guitar, expected to play like a pro, but my guitar didn't listen to me. Not even a single string was in tune, and it was, I was like, whatever I had learned for 6 months was of no use because I had to relearn it. So when you start learning to play the guitar, so if there are anyone over here who knows to play the guitar, you know. You get calluses at the tip of your finger, and that is what makes your fingers strong, and that is what produces the sound of the guitar much more naturally. That had gone. So I had to start from the scratch again. So the reason why I'm sharing this is because if you don't put what you learn into practice, especially your communication skills, when you go for interviews, you will struggle, right? I feel really bad when candidates walk up for interviews and they fumble. It will be an AC room, there'll be at least 2 ACs in the room, yet they will be sweating as if, they went for some mountain climbing and came back. And it's because of communication skills. And I'm talking about students, I'm talking about candidates who are college toppers, I'm talking about candidates with a CGPA of 8.5 plus. And at that time, I can't tell them, go improve your communication skills, right? Accenture as an organization is dynamic. I was telling your principals this morning as well. In my 13 plus years of association with Accenture, I've interviewed several candidates for several roles. I haven't failed or rejected even one. So the reason why is we have that luxury to move them to a different process, a non-voice process, or something that matches their skill sets. But I've never rejected them. But it won't be the case if we go to any other organization, right? So communication is prime importance. So you cannot not communicate, right? So when I say you cannot not communicate in your second language. Second language is what? Hindi is your second language. So third language is English. So first language is English. Telugu. Okay. So you will have to make that conscious effort to communicate with each other in English, right? So can you learn? How can you improve? What are some of the ways you can improve? Practice? Yeah? So even if you're applying for a visa, let's say you get, through your university, you get an opportunity to travel to the UK. You get an opportunity to travel to the UK and study. Do you know what's the first criteria that's required? IELTS. There is something called as IELTS, IELTS. You have to score a certain band. If you score below that, even if you've got a CGPA of 9 plus, even if you've got a lucrative job waiting for you in the UK, you can't travel. Because you are disqualified right there even before your visa process starts. So, ensure that I'm stressing on communication because most of us, right, we take English, way too lightly. We feel that it's not important. We feel communicating with our friends in our mother tongue will really help. But communicating in English will help you, not just now, it will set you up for success in future, not just for your jobs, even if you go elsewhere, any networking events, it will help you with your interpersonal skills as well. Alright, so appearance, that's equally important as well. So when I say appearance, I'm not talking about growing, big beards, applying makeup, foundation and all, every possible makeup that's available in the market. Appearance is all about the credibility that you build, right from the way you dress up to the way you show up, right? So just imagine if I were to be here conducting this session wearing a lungi and a banyan. So even just as I said it, most of you are laughing, right? So and at the same time, if I had you as audience wearing it, wearing shorts and nighties, how would it be? Right? So the appearance is of prime importance when you walk into a corporate environment. So a lot of people, a couple of weeks ago I went to a university. There were students, pitching different ideas. There was some fest, and I saw one guy. He had, I don't know, he had hair which looked like he had, eaten 100 bubble gum, and it was just bubbles of hair on his head, and he had colored it in white and green. He had colored it in white and green because he just wanted to show off. So it happens in colleges, right? So when I looked at him, I couldn't go to him and talk to him about it in front of everybody. But after the event was done, I went to him personally and I asked him, "Is there any health issue? I just wanted to confirm." And he said, "No, I'm fine. What happened?" And I told him, I couldn't help but notice your hair. It looks really different. And then he says, "I want to stand up. I want to be unique in the group. And that's why I've got this done to my hair." And I said, "For sure, you've got something unique and people will turn back. Your executive presence, people will remember you for two reasons. One is for the good and the other is for the worse. So in this guy's case, people will remember him for the good or for the worse. And where do you want to be? Yeah? So you need to develop that presence. So there's a small video I want to play of a friend of mine. I'm sure you all would have seen this friend of mine.
deepest gratitude for the privilege of addressing this convention. Tonight is a particular honor for me because, let's face it, my presence on this stage is pretty unlikely. My father was a foreign student, born and raised in a small...
I'm not sure. Were you able to watch the video? No? Okay. I won't play the video again, but I will tell you, what I've observed and why I look up to Barack Obama and a lot of other leaders as well. But Barack Obama, very specifically, if you've been following politics, U.S. politics, since I was teaching U.S. culture, I was training employees on U.S. culture. I had to be closely associated with whatever was happening and whatever was trending, right? So I used to follow the U.S. politics big time. And one thing that I was constantly following was the campaigning which Barack Obama was doing, during this for his presidential campaign. What made Obama become a president is not the power he had. He was just a Democrat. In our layman term, he was just an MLA, right? But what made him become a president was not the influence that he had. It was not the support or the backing that he got from his particular government, but the executive presence that he carried. The way he communicated with people, the way he interacted with people. So if you've noticed in this particular video, as he walked in, to deliver that speech to that campaign, people started clapping for him even before he started talking. He just deliberately walked, in a very slow manner, acknowledging people, not in a rush, took pauses, explained himself, acknowledged the crowd, acknowledged the fact that they were cheering him and they're there to support him. And the way he articulates his pauses, those are called power pauses. So in our communication style, just because you want to communicate, just because you want to showcase that you know something, it doesn't mean you just keep talking, right? Whatever you're communicating needs to make sense, right? And in your executive presence, if you don't communicate effectively, you can't demonstrate that executive presence. You'll just be talking, and that's about it, right? So the gravitas remaining composed when you're under pressure, having a decisive conviction and confidence. One thing that we all should remember is your self-esteem, your confidence. And nowadays, it's become very common where people, young kids, Gen Z like you, get into a lot of emotional issues, depression and all that, right? And the reason why that happens is because of our confidence levels, because of our self-esteem. So you cannot let your emotions control you, you will have to control your emotions instead, right? So if you are confident, if you've got that self-esteem, you will never let yourself down, and that's a very important aspect of gravitas. Alright, so we spoke about communication. Just a few numbers, for your information. So nowadays hybrid is one of the ways of working, right? So even in hybrid mode, communication is important, and contact and hybrid mode. How do you maintain eye contact when you're working virtually? So when you're on video calls, virtual interviews, right? So when you're in virtual interviews, what they look for is how you prepare yourself for the interview and how you communicate during the interview and how knowledgeable you are. Right? I conduct virtual interviews as well. I see a lot of people, guys wearing their best dresses, girls wearing their best dresses as well with some extra makeup and all that. And nobody looks at that. Right? What we look at is how you communicate and how you express yourself. If you don't express yourselves effectively through your communication, your HRs will have 100 other candidates waiting to be interviewed, and they will just, it's like turning, one page of a book, they will just go on to another. All right? So communication is really important. So there's another video that I wanted to play, but I'm not sure if I don't think the visibility is that good, so we'll skip that. So this video is from our CEO. So I just wanted to share. I wanted to play that video, but I will share exports of the video. She was 14. She was just 14 years old when she wanted to work. So what she did, she's not in the legal age of working, right? So what she did was, she was just going around looking for jobs. Nobody offered her a job because they will be under fire if they offer her a job, because it's like child labor, right? She went to many places, everybody rejected them, and then she went to one place. And when I say went, she literally knocked on people's doors and went for interviews. In one place she went, that lady was there, Julie Sweet walks in and she says, I want a job. I'm committed towards working on myself, improving my career and starting my career. And I want to do something even before I complete my education. I want to prepare myself. So this lady who owns that place she just stood there. She was, utterly shocked. A 14-year-old walking up to you, asking you for a job is not normal in Europe. Maybe in India it is, but in Europe, Northern America, it's not common. So she was surprised, and she asked her about why she wants to start working. She thought, the owner thought that she is in dire need of money, and that's the reason she wants to start working. But she said, no, I want to prepare myself. I want to see how the working industry is before I start my education, so that I can focus accordingly. And she was offered a job, and she was even paid for it. And today she's the CEO of Accenture, and she's rated as one of the most Forbes #1 powerful women in the world. And if she didn't have that presence, right? At that time it's not executive presence, but if she didn't have that confidence in her to walk up to someone and say, I need a job, and if she hadn't been continuously working on herself, improving herself, she wouldn't have become a CEO. She used to work in a law firm after that. She worked in a law firm for about 17 plus years, and when she was, I think, saturated over there, she thought, okay, let me do something different, and she joined a consulting firm. She later joined Accenture, started working, and then she wouldn't have even expected that she would become a CEO, but when she knew that she could become a CEO, she started working towards it. And today she's leading organization, Accenture as an organization, successfully. And we are the pioneers in everything that comes in the market. AI, for example, the entire 8 lakh plus employees at Accenture are getting certified. Almost 60% now are certified on AI, and that's offered by Stanford University. Alright, so the reason why I'm sharing this is because not because I'm pompous staff working at Accenture, but when you have a leader like her, who's got that executive presence, right from her childhood, it's amazing to look up to people like her. And there are others as well that I wanted to share, but we'll skip that till later. If you have time, watch video interviews of the CEO of PepsiCo. You'll find a lot of insights on how you can showcase that executive presence, how you can build your communication skills, and how you can improve as an individual as well. Right. So one thing I want to touch upon here on appearance and signal is arriving early. How many of you come late to college? All of you are punctual? Very good. So it's because you want to be punctual or because it's otherwise. But one thing that I follow even till today, right from the time I was a trainer, I believe in one simple formula, that is, it's better to be early by an hour than late by a minute. If you are late by a minute, even by a minute, you'll have people questioning you, asking why did you come late, right? At the same time, if you're early by an hour, some of you must have come early for classes and all that. Nobody would have ever asked you, why did you come so early? Right? But if you are late, you question. So I ensure that I'm there. As a facilitator, as a trainer, it's important to get all the logistics ready. And I really like to connect with with my participants, even before the session. That way, we've got a good rapport. Right? So if you're going for an interview, if your interview is at 11, what time will you show up? 11:15. Yeah, 10:45, even half an hour early is also good. There's waiting lobbies in all the offices. If it's virtual interview, you'll have to be prepared at least 15-20 minutes in advance. You never know that you cannot believe technology, right? But just when you want it to work, it won't, just like how it happened today. Alright, so some of the real leaders and real lessons that you can learn from, these are people that I follow. That's why I've put up their names. I've been following them for a very long time. But if there are other leaders, there are Indian leaders as well that you want to follow, make a note of them. There are lots of videos available on YouTube. Just go watch the videos, get inspired, and start demonstrating that executive presence. Alright, so some things that we can do is, how many of us click pictures, selfies? All of us do? Yeah, if I take your phones, if you take my phone as well, I don't click a lot of selfies, but yeah, I get forced to click pictures with my wife and my daughter. I don't have a choice. But yeah, I don't like selfies as much as I do with other group pictures. But if I check your phones, I'm sure I will only find selfies. Will I find video recordings of you recording yourself, to improve your communication skills? Try it once. We won't know how we appear to the others, especially interviewers, on how they look at us if we aren't ready to see it ourselves. Right? So do a reality check, record yourself for 2 minutes, let's say, take a common topic, tell me something about yourself. Record that for 2 minutes, take a look at yourself, don't be disappointed, it's fine, it's a starting point. Right? If you've done well, amazing, just try to enhance it. But if you haven't, if you're not happy, that's a reality check for you to start improving and to start working on it. Alright, so executive presence is not about being noticed when you enter the room, it's about being remembered after you leave it. Alright, so now the real work begins. So I believe you will put this into practice, but there's just one quote I would like to leave you all with. So to start anything, right? If you want to start, let's say, a certification, if you want to learn to bake or get into any sort of hobbies that you are passionate about, there should be commitment, right? So without commitment, you cannot start, and without consistency, you will never finish. Okay, I'll repeat that. Without commitment, you cannot start. Without consistency, you can never finish. Thank you so much. There's one more important slide. So if you want to connect, if you've got questions, if you need suggestions, directions, in terms of your career, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll be more than happy to help you. But every consulting call will cost you 8,000 rupees. No, I'm just kidding you. All right, thank you so much everyone for listening.
Hello. Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful session. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
చేసేనా ఇది क्या बात है पटको
I request everybody to remain silent. session, I would now like to invite Giri sir to welcome our next speaker.
రే ఇది ఆడ పెడతారా
We welcome Mr. Krishnakant Vishwamurthy sir, Chairman and Managing Director, Horizon Soft Technology Private Limited. He is a management graduate with 22 years of a wide range of experience in different industries and verticals, having experience in product development, human resource management, recruitment, management, consulting, corporate services, IT application development in data science, successfully heading and leading digital application services and application development companies for 15 years in the market. Our companies are specialized in providing services to banking and financial service industries, government, semi-government and PSU companies. We welcome sir. Please come on.
Good afternoon, everybody. Very loud sound I require. This I am not saying any PPTs or anything. It is a interactive session. After lunch, maybe you are in the sleeping mode. So, risk taking and creativity and ownership for the future leaders. This is for people who want to become an entrepreneur. How many people want to become an entrepreneur over here? So tell me, how many people want to start their own startups or companies over here? Nobody. No one. So no one is ready to take risk and risk in creativity and ownership. Oh, somebody. So risk taking in business is what is there? Taking the stress entirely on the founders. Risk taking coming from the financial risk and operational risk and your creativity risk. Financial risk, funding, budgeting, spending, all those things. So no one is ready over here, but it is important for the people who are coming for the fourth year to start their own startups and developing products and service and providing services to industries. You should think on innovative ideas. You are the owner for your risk. You are the creator for your own risk. If you want to get success in the market, you have to create your own product with your creativity, and you have to take your own risk. You are the boss for your own risk. You are the boss for your company. You are the boss for your own life. So working under someone is different, and working as you as a boss is different. Taking a risk, first thing is in the financial market, funding. You need to see the funding. From where you will get the funding, from family members or friends or banks or financial institutions or venture capitalists, angel investors. There is a lot of ways for the funding. But you need to take risk, whatever it is, whether it is in your personal friend, family, friends, or in banks. Obviously, if you go to bank, they will ask you for the collateral security. That is your risk-taking first step. When you want to become a leader, successful leader, entrepreneur, they will ask you for the supporting documents. They will ask you for the mortgage. If you don't have anything, then your risk started there, not on the middle stage or any stage. Once you don't have anything, then you need to go back to your family members or friends. You need to convince them for the getting funding for your business, your own business risk. If you start taking risk, then you will be successful. If you don't want to take risk, you will not succeed. Damn sure. Nowadays, you need to develop the product or service which give real solutions to the practical problems existing in the public or existing in the economy or whatever. Whichever application you want to develop, whichever product you want to develop, everything. So if you are ready to take the risk, then it will come under operational risk. Operational risk consists of starting company, where you need to start, when to start, who all are your team members, who all are your co-founders, who are your support staff, who are your software engineers. Basically, I don't believe software engineers from engineering background. We are facing many issues where since 15 or 18 years, because they will not stick, because the impact of the friends and family members and the surrounding people is very much high, because their mentality, it is only if you work for 2 years or 1.5 years in the one company, that is enough. But it is wrong. They will spend their amount on your training, and once they give the training, they will take you to the product development or service development. Then immediately the people are leaving. Many people here, HR people, they are facing nowadays, the main problem is that. Because the impact from the friends, one guy will come. I got a job in Accenture, I got the job in Infosys, I got the job in some Amazon or something, I got 60,000 starting salary and 6 lakhs, 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs package. So next minute these people mentality will get changed. No, my friend got that much salary, then why I am not getting? So these people will start looking out. So these people mindset will concentrate on the looking out for the change, but not commitment on the work. So the risk will start to the entrepreneur, say managing the team, entire thing. And creativity. If you want to create your product or your service, you need to design your product or service, you need to discuss with your co-founders or your support staff. You need to do a lot of brainstorming. Once you do a lot of brainstorming, then only you will get final product or service into the market. There will be a lot of competition in the market. Even though you need to develop your unique product, because we are facing almost we are into the industry for past 19 years. We have developed some products with the banks, and they have we have the competitors. But even though till today banks will come to us because our product or our services and support services to the services taking companies, it is very immediate. As one example, because here another founder, managing director of the Finco Labs, we do work together. We are same companies. Recently, we started one project with the AP State Police. We have implemented for the testing and other things. Every day, the team, they doesn't know anything for the police department. Just they will come and they will disrupt the application services, kiosk and other things. Since morning 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, everybody will be on a call. Because they doesn't know the value of the technology, they doesn't know value of how to use and other things. Even we provide services, then they are not ready to listen. So that is the case. Even brainstorming, you need to train them, you need to give impact, you need to provide training to the concerned people. Training, it is very useful way. The smart training. Nowadays, artificial intelligence came, smart training, smart product development. How many people are using ChatGPT over here? For everything. Many people. You know, in our companies, Google is also not allowed to use. Google is also not allowed. Phone is also not allowed for employees. Really? Phone is also not allowed for workstations. They have to use their mind. If you use ChatGPT, nothing. You will not even read the books also. Earlier we used to read the books for learning and other things. Now ChatGPT is giving answers. You are taking answers from ChatGPT. You are not doing your own research work on anything. Just simply sitting in front of the ChatGPT and doing things. That is not the creativity. Nowadays PPTs and many things they are uploading into the ChatGPT system and they are getting in the result. But how much time you are spending on the research? How much time? If you spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes to create PPT or something document, you will have understanding on the document, concept, topics, everything. So you are not nowadays people you are not taking the risk. You are simply relying on the technology, but technology is making you too lazy. Many people. Because we are seeing many people in the industry also, they are using ChatGPT. For each and even small things also, they will ask, open the mobile and they will ask for the ChatGPT. So that is not the case. Actually, creativity risk for future leaders. It is not even. It is important to create their own idea and impact that idea into the development and make them the understanding of the team where they are supporting team and co-founder. All other people, they have to sit, they need to do brainstorming. Once you do start the brainstorming, then the product will come out as a best product. If you use the ChatGPT or anything without discussing anybody and you take the final product into the market, you are not taking risk, too much risk you are taking. If you are ready to accept the criticism of your product or service. If somebody says that product is not good, then some people will say, no, it is very good, it is the functionality, features, everything are very good than other products. But you need to accept the criticism. Then only you will go back and you will refine your product or service. Then your risk will come down. Otherwise, you are taking more risk in the market and your product selling time and product taking into the market time will be maximum. Otherwise, if you do brainstorming, if you sit with your team people, if you sit and do the product development or service, the market reaching time will be very less. Nowadays, we are interacting with many startups and other things. They are developing the products, they are designing the products. Most of the people are designing innovative applications, innovative products, but they are lacking into some point of stage. After that certain stage, they are lacking because till that stage they are using ChatGPT or technical documents or something through net. They are developing the product, but after that certain stage, ChatGPT will not help you. ChatGPT help you how to make the product marketing or selling to the customer? No, you are a person or your team members or your marketing team or your sales team need to meet the customers. They need to explain the product features and functionality, and then you need to convince your customer. Either two things, convince or confuse. If you confuse your customer, they will buy your product. If you convince your customer, they will buy your product. Either one thing you need to do. You have to be expert in both of the things. Some people will ask many questions. Then you should be ready to answer to the buyer. So, who want to take the lead role as a business entrepreneur over here in this line and this side? No one. No one is ready to take the risk in life. No innovation. No. So how many people are working in innovation center in your college? Entrepreneurship, innovation, AI. If you say AI, obviously hands will rise. Last week in Hyderabad, we went for one college. They have the innovation and entrepreneurship cell. They incorporated almost 4 companies with their college students in the college campus itself. First year, second year, third year students, they started their private limited companies and they are designing and they are developing their products in the college campus itself. So they started their taking the risk in entrepreneurship in the college level itself. But you people are not ready. You people want to do job or you people want to start a new companies. No one. Business management guys. No. So no ideas. Who is having any idea over here? Innovative idea. If you have innovative idea, we will take up. We are ready to take up innovative idea. No. Because as entrepreneurs, we are scaling up some innovative ideas, startups, and we are doing we are also taking risk and startup that students and other people are also taking the risk. They're in some areas at the student level they are taking risk in their own innovation, their funding and their team members. Each and everyone they are taking their team members very wisely in the college campus itself, and they are forming a group. They are developing their products and services. Most of the students are developing innovative products. They are scaling it up. So nowadays, I think Sanskrithi is also having innovation center. So how many? All these people are second year students or third year students?
First year and second year, both are there. First and second.
Engineering.
Engineering, BBA and MBA.
Engineering, BBA and MBA. So everybody wants to their career in the smooth and calm way with the jobs, not of innovation side. They don't want to take the risk. Single person. Single person. See, we are taking risk since 19 years, even still we are taking risk in our entrepreneurship. For each and every product it is a risk. Each and every services it is a risk. Even though experienced companies, even though established companies developing their product, new products or new services, all those are the risks. They develop their products with the creativity. Even though creativity that comes under risk only. Your entrepreneurship, you are taking your own risk with creativity and knowledge.
They are all
Job holders.
they want to secure their monthly salary.
That is good. That is also good, but it is the job is like what is a same job every day. Entrepreneurship is a risk taking new job every day. Even though you are the product owner, it is a new job for every day. Morning 6 o'clock, your new job will start. 9, 10 o'clock, your new job will end, and next day morning 6 o'clock, new job will start. Even though you are owner of the company. So good, at least you are securing your job. So how many people want to do job in a product development companies?
Product development or engineering students will raise because they are
Only 2. Product development companies.
maybe still they are figuring out some of them, maybe your needs might help.
No, that is what I think. Generally, that's what. And that is what this many times I am asking. So how many people want to do job in product development company? Who are the MBAs here? MBA, management side. You are. So product development company, you are into marketing side or sales side or design side? Huh? Finance. So how you will manage finance? Your comes under first step. Entrepreneurship, risk taking, you will be the first person. So once the product development starts, you need to allocate budget, team budget, sales budget, marketing budget. If this product, any item need to be purchased, where to purchase, when to purchase, what is the cost, you have to analysis, cost benefit analysis, where you need to consult vendors. So you are the first person to do all the groundwork before starting development of the product development. So who all are into marketing? No marketing. Good job. These people are peaceful jobs. Sales and marketing is highly demandable jobs nowadays because there are lot of products and services got developed and holded into the companies, but they don't have right people, right marketing and sales people. to sell the product and services to the customers. Many startups, most of the cases, in AP itself there is almost 6,876 startups got registered. They have developed products, good products, but they are lacking in the sales and marketing too. Where they doesn't know where to go and where to be, whom to meet and where to sell their product, to whom sell their product. So marketing and sales is very good area where you can reach in a minimum time you can reach higher positions. If you convince, if you say, how many knows that Mahindra Scorpio journey? How many people Mahindra Scorpio journey? Not Scorpio N or Mahindra actually. How many people Mahindra Scorpio? Here. Mahindra Scorpio. Not car, that journey, car journey. Car journey, no? That guy who is joined as a designer in the Mahindra and Mahindra, he designed and till development, the Mahindra Scorpio came out into the market. His journey, he became head of the product development division in Mahindra for the Scorpio. He joined as a only designer. Once the Mahindra Scorpio came into the market, the booking server crashed. And 5 years waiting period, even though that time, no other company into the market. So people were waited for Scorpio car. So the creativity. The company management gave the risk to his creativity and sold built the product and taken it to the market and got the success. At the same time, XUV 700. How many people knows that? No. So your area surrounding over only here, I think. Nobody does the research. No one will do the research on the market. No. No research. I think somebody told that she will do research in the market. Where is that student? Where is that student? Afternoon time, in the afternoon she told that she will do the research.
They went to the presentation on AI transformation.
Okay. So now other students will do the research in the market. Everybody. Not only in the market, not only on the automobile side, AI side. What is the latest technology running in the AI? What is the AI latest technology? What is the version it is running? What is the version it is running? 5.2. ChatGPT 5 version is better and 4.0 is running and many people are using. And you people are also using, but you will not see the version and other things. You just see the usage part. So if something is happened and it will not give access to ChatGPT, what will happen to all of you? What will happen to all of you guys if the ChatGPT not allows you to use that? You will start reading the books. That's the best. Madam, the students ChatGPT allows you then చెప్పండి. Then they will start reading the books. Even 4th class, 5th class students, they are using ChatGPT for their answers and exams. So nobody is ready to take the risk and creativity risk, financial risk over here. So who are ready to join in the startups? Innovative startups. Who are ready to join? Why?
Startup.
because they are creating a new to innovation.
Okay.
So by creating any startup company, we can also help them in production or any marketing also.
So in what way you will help?
So if they are designing anything, we can do any ideas or we can say we can design like this or we can sell like this. We can say how this product can be useful for the rural people or urban people.
So your concentration on the rural and urban people.
Yes sir, it's mainly we should concentrate on rural and urban people.
So you are ready to take the risk in selling?
Yes sir.
Ready?
Yes sir.
Sure.
Yes sir.
How much confident?
Sir, I'm 100% confident. I'm always-
100%.
Yes, sir.
So just contact us. Okay. Just contact us. Thank you guys. I will not take much time because delayed by 1.5 hours. So thank you guys. And what is your name? Hare Krishna. In just message us. We will connect you our company. So they are looking for the village and rural area connecting people. They will contact us.
Thank you, sir. You got us today, the willingness to take calculated and fully own your work in WhatsApp rates, organic areas of digital relevance. Our next session brings back our guest who has already enriched our morning with her participation in the panel discussion, and she now returns to the dedicated session for our hours. Ms. Swati Bhagwatula, Chairman and Managing Director of Info Labs Private Limited, is a passionate entrepreneur with close to 2 decades of experience in technology, automation, and business innovation. A mass communication graduate who pivoted into the world of IT and fintech, she has designed award-winning automation products and mobile applications for clients across industries. Her foresight in the BFSA domain and her commitment to building practical, impactful digital solutions have earned her the prestigious Watch Award. In today's rapidly evolving digital economy, our session could not be more relevant. Please welcome once again Ms. Swati Bhagwatula for our session.
Good evening, everybody. Are you with me? Or half slept? Okay. I have a 100-slide presentation. Shall we start? No? Don't worry, I'm not even showing you a presentation. Okay. Thank you for the wonderful introduction I'm being given, and thank you ICT Academy and Sanskrithi Group for having me here. It's been a wonderful experience. Beautiful place, serene place, and I'm just loving it. I hope Sanskrithi hires me as a permanent mentor so that I can, thank you Balagaran, I can be here all the time. Okay. It's always been a pleasure meeting industry colleagues and young and ignited minds like you, and driving forces behind your enthusiasm. I'm really honored to meet Balagaru, your principal Srihamachandra, and your chairman, really inspiring leaders, and from whom you can actually get inspired and learn a lot from. So you have already heard about me in the introduction, and thank you for that. So how many of you would like to hear such introductions about you? No one? Yes? Why girls are not interested? We like some, praises, no? We like when somebody gives us compliments, somebody praises us, right? Yeah? So, what are we supposed to do to hear all that good words about us? It's nothing but to improve ourselves, identify what is our capability, what best we can, and to what level that we can reach. So, the previous topic was about the risk taking. Risk taking is not just for entrepreneurs, my dear, it is about jobs also. Am I right? Yeah? If you get into a job, nobody is going to ask, tell you, beta, you have done a lot of hard work in your college, now relax, sit back. No, that's also a risk. You have to work there, you have to run a race, you have to prove your ability, you have to always prove that you are better than the others, right? Okay, so let me get into what I am supposed to talk. So before I start what I'm supposed to speak, I would like to give you a disclaimer. My son is about to start his journey of engineering, so sometimes I might sound like one of your parents. So don't be annoyed. Parents are always parents, right? We don't change. Though we become entrepreneurs or industry leaders, a mother is a mother, right? Okay. Right. So, do you know what is the topic that I am asked to share with you today? No? Okay. So, Balagaru asked me to talk about digital skills for tomorrow's workforce. So, what do you understand by that? Any idea? What are digital skills?
Online courses.
Hey, that also needs a lot of skill. You know where to scroll. Or else it could take your precious time in unnecessary reels and unnecessary promos. Your parents' pockets will be hit if you start looking at unnecessary reels. So what are the digital skills that are required? No idea? Okay. So I'm going to simply talk about three things. Why, what, and how. Why, what, and how. Who comes later? First we have to talk about these things, then who will come. Okay? So, why? Why should we have digital skills? I totally understand you're all worried, you are confused about the emerging technologies. Everywhere people talk about AI, new technologies come every now and then. You're confused and you don't know what to choose, what to learn, which path to choose and go ahead, right? Am I right? So, it makes you even more confused and even more, it puts into a lot of ambiguity. Yeah. So that's why I just wanted to share few simple things with you, which will help you, which might give you some insights and make some value. So the first point is why? Why should you have digital skills? And let me say a point first. Nothing is for tomorrow. Okay, you have to do it today. There is a saying in Hindi, "Kal kare so aaj kare so ab." So you need not plan anything for tomorrow. You have to start doing it from today. It might help you for tomorrow. I'll give you one personal example here. In the 90s, when I was doing my +2, I never wanted to get into engineering, and then I never did it. I'm not an engineering graduate. Okay? So when I was studying my +2, the only boom was engineering medicine. Engineering medicine. I wanted to run away from it. Okay? Though I took MPC in my +2, I never attempted the engineering. Okay? I never even attempted internship. What I did, one of my uncle who was an IAS officer, he gave me an idea that there would be globalization coming up. That was tomorrow for us. Imagine, that was globalization was tomorrow in the 90s, mid-90s I'm talking, okay? So he said there will be globalization. If you are able to get into some foreign languages, it will help you in your future. Everybody laughed at my mother when she took me to CFL. You heard about CFL in Hyderabad? Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages, which is now itself a university. It's called English and Foreign Languages University. Okay? So what I did, half a day I had my college. After my college, I used to go to CFL. For 4 months, I did my first course in German, and later I continued. I did my diploma in French and advanced diploma in job. Okay? Everybody laughed at me. First you learn Telugu, first you learn your mother tongue, first you talk in English properly. You want to learn? Okay? Everybody, that includes my own relatives or the close circle, that generally happens. Whatever you do, your immediate circle is the one who's going to pull you back. Okay? So I thought, okay, maybe I did a mistake, I wasted my time. Later in 2007, I received a call from a sister concern of Satyam Computers Limited, Nipuna. Okay? They called me because they were looking for a resource who was into foreign languages. They couldn't find anybody except me. They picked me up like a hotcake. Okay? So that day, that time when I did my foreign languages, I never knew that would help me in getting into a career which later helped me become an entrepreneur and the person that I am today. Okay? So anything for tomorrow is not really for tomorrow. We have to start it today. We have to start thinking today. So it really helped me in enhancing my analytical skills, in my knowledge, in my way of working. Everything came into a proper streamline. So these are the skills that we really need. Why do we need any digital skill? It is to make ourselves more better and to grab more market opportunities. See, there are two people, one person is having a skill and the second one is having +1 skill. Who will be of more demand? Right? So, you will have more opportunities, more chances of you getting a wider spectrum of opportunities, more companies might be looking for you. Okay? So, this is the basic advantage of upgrading yourselves in digital skills. And the other thing is it only the need of employees of the workforce? Enhancing your digital skills, is it only your need? Army also. Where will we get digitally upgraded candidates if you don't upgrade yourself? How can companies hire you? See, the basic need is of the companies, is of the employers. We need to upgrade ourselves based on the requirement of our clients, right? We have to develop projects based on the requirement of the clients, which has the latest technologies. So for that we need candidates, we need workforce with latest digital skills. So it is definitely a win-win situation. It is not that you only have to upgrade your skills, we also have to upgrade our skills. We have to have a workforce which has upgraded skills, right? So it is also the need of the employers. So employers are looking forward to hire good talent in the market who are willing to learn, willing to adapt, willing to perform. Okay? And what you have to do? Why you understood? Why you have to upgrade your skills? You understood. What you have to do for that? Any answers? You don't know? First thing is being from computers background in engineering and even in MBA and BBA, you have basic computer skills. You use them, right? So basic literacy of computers is very important. You cannot go to an organization and ask somebody to fix your computer. So the basic thing, maybe it can be Excel, it can be data, presentation of data or analysis of data. These are also very important. So you have to always keep yourself updated, whether it is technical skills or it is analytical skills. Both. You have to upgrade yourself. And how can you do that? How can you enhance your skills? You can enhance your skills through platforms like this, through events like this, by meeting people from industry leaders. You can talk to them, interact with them. You have platforms like LinkedIn where you can connect with industry leaders. There are many other platforms which also have many employees from top companies who are working on a top cadre who are willing to help you. So apart from that, your institute also organizes education initiatives like the exchange programs. Through that also you can enhance your skills. Okay, so apart from that, when you are hired, there also you get an opportunity to upgrade your skills. Okay, this comes for clinical skills. So are these the only skills that a workforce need to imbibe? Only technical skills? So if you go to a job, it's only technical skills that are required? They're what? And soft skills. What are soft skills? What are soft skills?
Making decisions.
Making decisions is a soft skill. When can you make a decision? I told you I'm going to sound like a mother now. Okay? See, I keep hearing about the term Gen Z. What is Gen Z? Huh? Then what are we? We are aliens. Yeah? Millennials. We are millennials. See, I'm an 80s kid. I come from Stone Age. What does Gen Z mean? You know what people talk about Gen Zs? Not very good. Why? You like it? You feel like dancing? I feel like I don't. I really don't like because my son is also a Gen Z. What to do with him? See, what I usually hear is these Gen Zs are hopeless. They are like this. There's no point in telling them. They cannot educate them. They cannot put them in a proper way. Sir, correct? Huh? Yeah. But I disagree. I really disagree because when, see, most of, the senior people here, senior I mean like my experience, they're not good us. Okay? So, the senior professionals here might agree with me. When we studied, we had no such opportunities. We didn't have so much of awareness. You're all very fortunate enough that anything you want to know, you need not go to a library, search for the rack, search for the relevant book, open it. You cannot even take a picture of it. You have to write it down. Do we have such struggles? Do we have such challenges? No. Your generation is fortunate enough that you have all the facilities, you have all the opportunities, and you are not actually using it in the right way. So the main problem with the generation, the so-called Gen Z, is your overconfidence. You know what you people think? Like you're hotcakes. Once we are out of the college, there will be a bus which enters the campus with all the big company people coming and running for you, and you will be running and they'll be behind you and they'll catch hold of you. Right? Does it happen? No? Or like in that picture, Shankar Kamala's movie. There's one boy who goes and he recites a poem, he gets a job. Does it happen? No, it doesn't happen. Right? So that's what I want to tell you. That the main skills that you need is willing to learn, willing to change, willing to adapt. Okay? You have to have that patience. Your perseverance will always help you. Make mistakes, but learn out of your mistakes. Life is not going to be very easy. This is the truth of life. No speaker will talk to you about this because till you are in your college, you are in a very secured, safe zone. But when you get into an office, do you think there will be your chachas and mamas? You will have your chachas and mamas there? No, you will have what? Shakunis. Shakuni is good or bad? Bad. 99% you androgynous, all handsome, cute. Yeah? But they're actually ways that you will not identify. You are all very innocent because you're Gen Zs. You think we know all, but you don't know. Okay? So, my suggestion for you to first upgrade your skills as a resource, as a human being. First, be open to learning, be open to making mistakes, be open to learning out of your mistakes, and don't repeat the same mistake. If you are working, you will definitely make mistakes, but be creative in making mistakes also. Okay? Learn out of your mistakes. You will fall down in your life, you will fall down in your jobs, but have the courage, have the strength to get up and go ahead in your life. This is the basic skill that everybody, whether it is a girl or a boy, everybody is supposed to have. Other skills will follow. Okay? You know what is the main, what we look at when we assess a candidate in an interview? What is the basic thing that I assess? Okay, and confidence and
The way he speaks, communication, interaction.
communication can learn.
Means how he behaves in the interview.
Behavior is right. Behavior, confidence and attitude. Main thing is attitude. If you have the right attitude, I can teach you anything. If you are not having the right attitude, I cannot teach you anything. Though you are a master in your technology or a master in your own space, the right attitude matters. So this is what I wanted to emphasize. The skills that are required for any generation, whether it is Gen Z or tomorrow what Gen it will come, I don't know. For anybody, it's already named? Alpha. Alpha? Okay, fine. So whatever it is, my dear kids, I love being here and I'm very happy to see the girl power here more than the boys. I heard the strength of girls is here more and the leadership of women is also more here. I'm really happy to see that because I attend a lot of professional seminars and corporate seminars. I hardly see women. I hardly see any women. I cannot admire their sari or admire their jewelry. So I want women. I want girls. How many are from BBA and MBA girls strength? What happened? See, business, being entrepreneurs is, it's just not starting your business. You can be an entrepreneur in your job as well. It is how you deal with your work, how you deal with your task, how you do decision making. It also, it's also an entrepreneurship. It's about taking ownership. Okay. So, my dear Sanskrithites, this is how you are called.
Sanskrithi.
You're not called like that? Sanskritis. Okay. Sanskritians. Okay. So my dear all the people of Sanskriti Institute, I urge you to enhance your skills, both technical and behavioral skills also. Be confident, be aware of your abilities, and don't compare yourself with everybody. Everyone is unique. You have your own talent. The next one has his own talent. If possible, learn out of them and share your talent with them. Right? I hope I made some sense. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your valuable insights for the students. Next, I welcome Dr. Harikrishna sir to welcome the next speaker.
Ms. Jennifer Mercy, Manager, Talent Development, Human Technologies, is having over 15 years of progressive learning experience in building organizational capability. shaping high-performance cultures and developing future-ready talent across large, complex enterprises. She plays a strategic role in designing and driving learning initiatives for the employees from early career professionals to emerging leaders and executive leaders. Over the course of her career, she has led end-to-end learning transformations, spanning campus to corporate transition programs, large-scale internship initiatives, communication, and professional excellence frameworks and leadership development journeys that drive measurable impact. Her work consistently aligns business priorities with human potential, ensuring learning translates into performance. An engineer by education and a learning architect by practice, she brings a rare combination of technical grounding, business acumen, and a deep people insight. Ms. Jennifer Messi, Madam, we are very honored and grateful to have you here. Please come, Madam.
Thank you for the lovely introduction. Good afternoon, everybody, or is it good evening already? Good evening. How's everybody doing? Okay, so when somebody asks a question, what do you do first? Thank you, you answer. You know what you are doing? Basically staring at them. Processing it? I don't think so. Alright, so staring makes me feel uncomfortable. So when I ask a question, you? Now if you find it difficult to put that into words, do a simple exercise. What is this? Nodding meaning? Yes. And this? No. Is this an easy exercise to do? Yes. I don't see the heads nodding. Is it an easy exercise? Yes. Boys, you look so lost. Okay, alright, I hope they don't hear. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, yeah, I'm very excited, 10 being, I'm bored to death. What is the number that you will give me? Ooh. Very nice. See, that's what I love about this generation, alright? To begin with, I see a lot of you in coats. You can feel free to remove it. I know it's a very hot and humid day, so please feel free to remove your coats. It's okay. I know James spoke about executive presence, and I'm hoping he's okay with that. Right. So the next one, my name. What's my name? Very good. And it's definitely not Jennifer. Okay? So it's Jennifer. You can call me Jenny or Jen. That's what I go by. Jenny, Jen, whatever. But no Jennifer. Nobody likes their name to be killed and murdered, do they? Yeah. Don't ask me to pronounce your names. It's going to be very difficult for me. Alright, a little bit about me. Why am I here? I am with the talent development team in a company called Women Technologies, which is a GCC based out of Bangalore in India. Our parent company is Women Technologies based out of Denver in the US. The domain is telecom industry. That's what we are in. So we are in the midst of a transition from a telco to a techco. That's what we do in the organization. Basically handle all the tech stuff, right? How many of you are interested in technology? No. No, this is no. This is yes. You're confused with that. Okay, where are the hands? Anybody interested in technology? Okay, no half hands. Hands? Hands up. Oh, very few. Okay, I'm interested to know what the rest of you are interested in. What is it? I did not get even a single, I'm sure Krishna Kansai did not get a single yes when he asked how many of you want to become entrepreneurs. And when I ask technology, I get about 30 to 40% of the crowd here. The rest of you? Still wondering what we are doing here? What to do with life? Yeah? That's okay, that's still okay. You're still starting off. A lot of you are in your first years, I understand, right? A quick question. How many of you looked at an Instagram reel or a YouTube short in the morning today, even before you brushed your teeth? You really want me to believe that? No, you don't have to raise your hands, no judgment. I'm not here to judge, I'm here to tell you that habit. Now why do you do that? Because you want to know what's happening out there. Yeah? You want to know what is the information that's out there. immediately and you want it in the shortest form possible. Talk about attention span of Gen Zs. I'm not even going there. Right, so now there are a lot of strengths that you have, and of course you do have blind spots as well. So what I'm going to do is definitely not give you a list of skills. I'm going to hold a mirror up to help us understand what is working well for us right now and what could go better a little bit. Sounds okay? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, good. So I love acronyms. I love learning it that way. I like frameworks, and that's how I remember stuff. Who can tell me what an acronym means? Acronym. ACRONYM. If I got this spelling right. No? Okay, something to learn today. It's an abbreviation that can be pronounced as a word. That's all. So the skills that I'm going to give you is an acronym. It's a very simple one. I'm going to call it the SPARK. Spelling for SPARK? Good, all of you are listening. Wow, that's a relief. Great. So what do you think S stands for? What? That's what I hear. I don't hear words. Smart. Working. Okay, smart worker. All right. What else? Dude, you're sitting right in front of me and yawning. No problem. Yes. Success. What else? Search. For some reason, the women are very interested in this session. Why is you so lost again? What's going on? Strength. Okay. I'm going to give you a term. Tell me if you've heard this term. Systems thinking. Systems thinking. Have you heard of this word? Back to the exercise. Have you heard of this word? No. Good. Now, if you listen to what Swati ma'am was talking about, right? She gave you a quick 3-word framework that she did. What did she say? That's all. Now, let me give you an example. How many of you use Zomato? To order Zomato? No, you don't have it. I know Swiggy is not here, but I did see Zomato. Interesting. Okay, alright. Now, have you used any other delivery apps and have you noticed when there is surge pricing and all of it happening? When there is rain, when there is an IPL match? Yeah? And the delivery time takes 60 to 70 minutes. It is usually 10 to 20 minutes, those of you who used it. Why do you think that changes? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Is it just because of the orders?
It's about the season. IPL season.
So why do customers make too many orders during IPL season? People will be lazy. I think they are more excited to catch hold of the match.
Lazy
For cook. Do you want to cook? Yeah. Oh, good. All right. There's a question for you after this. So, yes, people want to catch hold of the match. They want to view the match, and they don't want to be in the kitchen and watching it with their phones. They want to watch it in the big screen. So the customers' demand changes at that particular season. Is it only that? What about your delivery executives? They might want to watch IPL too. They might be affected because of the rain as well. Yes, so the number of delivery executives goes down. Now what happens to the algorithm? The algorithm has to now reroute that deliveries because of this increased spike to the ones who are actually delivering another order. Now what happens after this? Your search pricing also comes in. Now the algorithm has to decide, okay, now with search pricing, I don't order food with search pricing, and it's okay. I can cook curd rice at home and have it. Yeah? Not a lot of customers would go for it, even with search pricing. That means your demand changes. That means your algorithm has to go back and re-predict the entire data again. Now, the question that I kept saying, what happens next? What happens next? Right? That is systems thinking. Now, what we want to learn in college is, what is this? But we want you to focus on the how and why. Why is this happening? How is it happening? Now, Jen, you can tell me, Jen, systems thinking is a word you just told me. Yeah? How do I improve it? Very simple. How many between the time that you hit that pay button and until the time the shopkeeper gets the money? Yeah. So what you're going to do next is every time you're going to use the app or any app for that matter or anything else, you're going to take 60 seconds. What are you going to do in those 60 seconds? You're going to ask, what is happening here? Just 60 seconds, not more than that. Okay, and I know all of you use AI. I saw the hands go up when you use AI. You can do a quick research to understand what's going on there. Right? I'm not talking about the user interface. I'm not talking about the user experience. I'm talking about what's underneath. What is the technology there? How does this actually work? How is this money getting transferred? What if there is a network issue, right? At the moment you click on that pay button, right? That will help you get ahead of a lot of people. Now when I say a lot of people, so I work with this organization where currently our selection process is fairly simple. One, start with the first assessment. Second, conduct a hackathon. And basis that, get people to the next round of technical round with the respective managers. And then an HR round, and then the person gets selected as an intern. So we follow that rule. Now, was this 10 years ago, 15 years ago? It was a different one. Yes? So why hackathons? Why is that happening now? Why did it change? I tell you how it was when I applied for a job. I had to sit in for a tech round and I was asked to write a program, a proper code. I was given about half an hour. I finished the entire bit and it was a one-to-one interview. Alright? And basis that there were 2 more rounds of interview and it was all. The last being the HR round and we were good. Why do you think the industry is changing its recruitment process right now? Competition? Yeah. I'll give you the number. Thanks for that answer. We started the hackathon with 10,814 registrations. You know how many interns we selected? Any guess? 300? 3? 156. That's the number. Now, for them to get converted as full-time employees, that's a different story. That's another 6-month journey. Now, last year we had a good rate, conversion rate. This year, we are not very sure considering the scenarios at work. But then, it's going to be the cream of the cream who are going to get selected. Right? So, yes, the competition is fierce. Alright? Another reason as to why hackathons are happening, you would have heard of it, right? You know why? That's why you apply what you learn in college. In college, you learn what programming is. But where do you apply? It's there. And you know what the best part is? It's real-time simulation of how you're actually going to do your work after getting to the company. Working as a team. A team of 8 to 10 people. So what do we see there? We see how good the person's technical skills is. Believe me, it's only 50% of your school. The rest of it is, how is this person able to understand the problem? How is this person able to contribute to the team? Are they making the team better? Now, how can you participate in this competition? Going back to the systems thinking part of it. Stop staring at your screens for coding. Think beyond that as well. Look at the bigger picture. When I brought up that Zomato example, you're talking customers first, right? You said, you know what, the customers are busy. They don't want to cook on an IPL match day. Think about the customer who's gonna be the end user for your code, right? Think about the organization. Why are you doing that coding? Because that's your task. Why is it your task? Because that's your goal. Why is it your goal? Okay, manager gave me that goal. Why is it? Because it's the company's goal. How is the task that you are doing tied up to the revenue of your organization? It is. It is. Are you able to understand that? Are you able to understand the business side of technology? That is where we are looking at. That is what we are looking at in people right now. So that's S. Let's move on to P. What do you think P is? Passion. Okay. Yes, that's a good answer. Potential. Okay. Keep it coming. This is one of the skills that you'll actually list out in your resume. Proficient, no. Performance, no. Personality, no. Skill. Think of it from a skill perspective. and the doctor says, okay, all right, here's your medicine, take it 3 meals a day for 3 days. Is it okay? No. Why? Will you go to the doctor again? Will you take that medicine? No. Why? Because he didn't ask the cause, or he didn't try to understand what the problem is, right? Now, what did the doctor ask you? What is the problem? You already said that, stomachache. What is the next question that the doctor should ask you? Since when did you have the stomachache? Yes. What else? Yeah, what did you have? Did you have outside food? Yeah. What else? Is it bad before food or after food? Do you have a fever? Yes. Now, what is the doctor doing here? Understanding the problem. Why? Hopefully to give the right tablet. Hopefully. Yes. Now, as students, as industry folks, you're expected to be people who look at the problem. Are you able to understand the problem? Now, during your interviews, you will be given scenarios, you will be given problem statements, you will be given use cases. As much as we try to understand, we know how to find the solution, it's also about, does this person understand the problem? Imagine you created a piece of code, your first piece of code, alright, and your manager has given 15 comments there. What do you think? And those comments are questions and corrections and all of it. How do you feel? Start the waterworks begin? Please no. I don't want managers to creep on just because they're giving feedback. Yeah? Is it a good feeling? No, right? Now, on the other hand, if you look at the problem statement and understand what is the problem, for example, let's say your manager says, hey, there is a login issue in this particular application, fix it. The first thing that people usually do is, yes, sure, let's get on it. They look at the code, they go through it quickly, slowly, again and again and again, and then try to find the problem. What they fail to do is ask questions before that. Okay, you said this is broken, right? Since when? Like your doctor asked, since when is this problem? And after which deployment has this error occurred? Those are questions that you ask, and that shows that you're thinking beyond your task. So that's problem breaking and problem decomposition. Next one, A. You should get this right, I'm telling you. Attitude. Okay, I've saved that for later. This is the buzzword right now. A for anxious. Louder. Ambition, no. Something to relate with the digital skills. AI. How many of you use AI? Very good. Yes. Do we know that you use AI? Yes. I mean, everybody, every industry folk knows that you use AI. 40% of the code that's being developed in our organization is AI generated. Does this mean your job? AI will take over your job? No. Wow, I like the confidence. Okay. So what's going to happen? AI is already doing 40% of a software developer's job. Yes, so you need a human in the loop right now. Correct. Now, quick question. How many of you know how to cook Maggi? All hands up. No half hands and all that. Okay. How many of you know to actually cook a meal? Meal. copy pasting the output and just going ahead with it. AI fluency is checking, questioning it, verifying to see if it is the right thing. And that's the human in the loop that he was talking about. Right? So, are you able to question it? Or are you trusting it blindly? Are you being AI users or are you being AI professionals? Yeah, you've got time, so that's your best friend right now. Make use of it, please. Right? Now, back to R. What do you think R stands for? Rush, Jen, it's almost end of the day. Resilience. Yes, thank you very much. No, wait. That's okay. So I'm going to add one more to that, resilience and learning agility. How many of you love to learn? Really? Okay, so if you really have the passion for learning, great. If you thought that, hey, you know what, after school I'm done with learning, after college I'm done with learning, I'm sorry to tell you that learning is forever. Irrespective of what you do, irrespective of which field you get into, you will have to keep updating yourself every single day, quite often, more often than you think you should, right? Now, talking about resilience, remember I told you about that feedback scenario? The 15 comments, correct? Now, when somebody gives you 15 comments for the first piece of code that you wrote, what will you do? What do you think your initial reaction is? Stare at the person who's giving feedback like this? No. Okay. Processing it, like somebody said. What do? You've given a piece of code. Your senior or your team leader has given about 15 comments there. Corrections, questions, suggestions. You're reading through all of it. You're feeling very disappointed, like all the sad faces that I see right now. What do you do next? You know what happens? You go silent like this. You don't want to do anything anymore, right? Because, hey, you know what? I put my heart, mind and soul into this, and look at this man. He's given me, or woman has given me so many comments. Now, was that feedback for you or for the work that you do? Yeah, so why the sad face? Huh? Work done by us, yes, but it's only for the work. You're taking it as though it's, how can this person ask me? How can this person question me? Why? Because we don't like taking feedback from our family, do we? Yeah, but the best critics are usually from the family. Yes, you like it or not, personally. Make them your best friends, by the way, whoever is your best critic. Okay? Going back to the feedback part, what should you do? Don't take it personal. Understand that it's for the work that you've done. And the person is not questioning your ability, the person is only giving feedback for the work that you've done. So it's never about your ability, it's about what you've done there. And you can always improve, there's always room for improvement, right? So what should you do then? Walk up to the person and say, how dare you, no? You're giving me so many comments? No, then what? You'll correct? Okay, first go home and like, how can we do that and all of that? But then you do your research, you try to learn, and then you go back the next day saying, hey, you know what, I noticed that you've given so many comments. This is what I went back and I read and I did my research, and this is where I think we should change. Is that the case, or should we do? That's resilience, that's learning ability, right? And agility as well. Moving on to the final one. What's the final one? K. What do you think K is? That's the answer that I was looking for. No, there's a twist there. What? Okay, I'm going to give you the answer. It's connection and collaboration. Huh? I'm not hearing it. Connection starts with a C. C, yeah. But you know what? The word spark needed a K, so I changed the C from to K. Nah, I'm just kidding. How many of you write the letter K in text messages? Oh, okay. So why not write OKAY? Shortcut. You know that's very impolite if you do that on Teams message to your team members. Right now, OK can mean a lot of things. I have been upon that a lot, so I'm not going to go there. Written communication is key. The reports that you write, the emails that you send, the Teams messages that you send, or Slack messages that you send, actually show who you are as a person. So, going back to connection, real connection will make or break your career. Now, all of us use social media? Yes? Now, you're a generation, I mean, it's, okay, let me ask you this question. How many of you are comfortable walking up to any of the leaders who spoke today and having a nice chat? I repeat, how many of you are comfortable walking up to any of the leaders who spoke today and have a very nice, comfortable chat? So much for a generation that's very connected on social media. You see what I'm talking about? Thank you for those brave souls who put their hands up. Now this is a problem. When we put you in team meetings, when we put you in hackathon groups, when we put you in actual conference rooms with leaders, people go silent. These are people who write long emails. Thanks to? Yeah. Or in our physics co-pilot. Right. So, what do? How do you build that, connection and collaboration? Reach out to one new person a week in your college. Start from college, in your department, in another department. Build that real connection. Now, this will eventually translate into workplace as well. Now, I see a lot of interns in the office, right? And I see them during the lunch breaks. You know what they do? They come in, get the lunch, sit there, lunch using right hand, and on the left hand they have their 100 points. Good job. And they thank heavens for headphones. Yeah. Now you also have other interns. There are other interns who go sit with others from other teams, with leaders at times as well. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? Who do you think is going to get the visibility and get put into the projects? Yeah, but it's not fair, no? The person who's scrolling through is an introvert, but the person who can go talk to everybody is an extrovert. So why is the introvert getting punished just because he or she is an introvert? It's not? Yeah. So the connection has to be real. You have to make it intentional. I'm not asking you to go talk to everybody. Start talking to at least a few of them. So brings us to the end. S stands for? S stands for? Points to girls, boys. Hello, hi. Yes. P? Problem? A? AI fluency. Remember that, not AI usage, it's AI fluency. R? And? Learning agility is resilience and learning agility. Finally, it is connection and collaboration. Right? So, I just want to end by saying you are from a generation which is going through, you went through a pandemic, and then now you're going through an economic crisis. You're going through AI revolution and there's so much of ambiguity. And you're still here, you want to learn, you want to make a difference in the world. So there is a spark in you already. Are you choosing to use it or not? It's up to you. And every recruiter usually looks for that spark. Alright? So with that,
thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful session. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change, and that change starts with knowing yourself. For our final and concluding session of the day, we have a speaker whose life story is an extraordinary tapestry of entrepreneurship, coaching, global experience, and a deep commitment to human potential. Mr. Venkatesh Subramaniam is the founder of Apna Vikas, a platform dedicated to personality development and employability. He is an internationally certified life and leadership coach with the ICF PPC credential, an LNP practitioner, and an MBA graduate from the prestigious Henley Business School in the United Kingdom. His entrepreneurial journey began in 1997 when he was one of India's earliest e-commerce applications. Since then, he has worked and lived across India, France, the USA, and the UK, returning with a deep mission to develop people from the inside out. His approach uniquely combines psychometric personality assessment with real-world leadership outcomes. This is not a session about polishing your resume. This is a session about discovering who you truly are. Over to you, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
You know, when I was your age, I used to get a lot of yarn, mainly from my parents. So this session, I'm going to try and do something that is going to be of practical use to you. Something that will actually help you to not only do your best job interview at an application, but also in your professional career going forward. And there's a gift for you at the end of this, at the end of my talk. So do pay attention. Can we start? How many of you know Nelson Mandela and what is he famous for? Nelson Mandela? First black president, colored president of South Africa. He was in prison, yes? How many years was he in prison? How many years was he president? Anybody knows? Very quickly. 27 years in prison, 5 years as president. So even what was the secret? What was the secret? The secret was, he said, although I am in prison, it is only my body that is in prison. My mind is free. So even while he was in prison, he was tortured. He was really treated very horribly. But he built his network. He wrote books. He united people, and the rest is history, legacy. So what it teaches us is that irrespective of what situation we are in, we are all survivors of COVID, right? She survived COVID in a very, very amazing way. You have to listen to that sometime from Jennifer. Amazing. Hats off to you. Hats off. We all survived COVID, right? I'm sure that many of you would have reacted differently compared to some other people who are horribly afraid or pessimistic, right? We all survived that. So irrespective of the situation we find ourselves in, how we react to it should be in our control. And that's what Nelson Mandela did. He said the body is in prison, but the mind is free, and this requires training. Even if I am very, very happy, even if I am very, very scared, very, very sad, very, very angry, which I quite frequently used to be till some years back, I try to regulate the way I react to a situation. I can't stop emotions flowing into my head. I'm a human being, I'm not a sannyasi, right? But I can try and manage the way I react to an emotion. That should be in my control. And just like how you train your body, for those of you who do sport or go to gym, training the mind is also a habit. How do I react? Can I pause? Can I pause for a split second and before I scream at the guy who almost had an accident with me, can I do something else? I generally scream because if I can run away quickly after giving a few gullies, I do that. But that pause helps, right? So that is how training the mind. So what I want to focus on is how you guys can use some tools so that when you go for a job interview, even a resume, you are competing with each other. You are competing with the person sitting next to you, not just in this college, but outside also, right? What makes you different to the person sitting next to you? 10 people apply for a job, one person gets it, maybe, right? Roughly. So what makes that tick? And how you do something to make that happen? So the lighting is not adequate, so I'll tell you what I mean by this. A good resume can open doors, right? It can get you to an interview. A good resume provided, even if you use ChatGPT, provided it has some sense inside it, right? Something that is genuine. A good resume can do that. When I used to recruit before in my corporate avatar, before I created this honor, we used to hire from IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, etc. And typically what we look for is a few things. What I and my team used to look for is we used to check if the student who is sitting in front of us is authentic. Authentic. What does authenticity mean? It means I see what the person is, what the person truly is, he or she truly is, and whether that fits the organization and the role they are hiring for. If somebody tries to put on a false image, experienced people catch it like this. How authentic he or she is. That is one thing. What is the evidence of it? The student has done some project, whatever be the project, software project, mechanical, whatever. How much does he or she actually know about it? Like some people already spoke about the big picture. You written a piece of code, you've done a little equipment, you've done something. What does it do? How does it fit into the overall company that it was made for? So what is that understanding? And of course, what is the potential of that student? Right? Let's say that there are three people. All three are laying bricks. You know what is a brick, right? When we make building, all three are laying bricks. I go and ask the first person, what are you doing? I'm just laying bricks. Second person, oh, I'm laying bricks to make a building. Third person, I'm making the foundation for a building that is going to be the future Lok Sabha of India, where the leaders of my country will sit and work. See the difference? See the difference in purpose? Right? So that makes a lot of difference when you're sitting in front of any corporate, anywhere, because I didn't see any entrepreneurs here raising their hands. So when you go for a job, that's going to make a lot of difference. What is the sense of purpose? Is it just to repay a loan that you put for your parents took for your student education or something else, just to give a monthly salary? What is the purpose behind this? We look for things like that. Now, one thing that I personally believe in and I am very, very passionate about is self-awareness. How aware I am of myself, of the situation around me, with how am I reacting to other people. And self-awareness is not a target to get a job or to succeed professionally. It's a continuous exercise because, like COVID taught us, situations change. Right? Today people are talking about possibly LPG gas not being available for a week or so. Situations change all the time. How do I react to that depends on how well aware I am of myself. If I'm getting angry, I'm not getting angry by choice. You know? So a lot of you know about the Ramayana, right? So there was one sannyasi who was giving a talk about Ramayana. He said he spoke about the perfect man, Maryada Purushottam, etc. And somebody from the audience asked the sannyasi, why did Sri Ram get angry? He's supposed to be the perfect man. Maryada Purushottam, how did he get angry? And the sannyasi said something which I'll never forget. I hope all of you understand Hindi. He said there are two things. एक है गुस्सा, गुस्सा आ गया, I got angry. दूसरा है गुस्सा लेना, I took on anger. Right? I took on anger so that I can get the passion and the energy to kill that fellow. When the Sugriva and Bali they were fighting. So even anger is not necessarily a bad reaction. It can be very empowering, right? For a soldier, for example. Right? But provided it's regulated, provided you are in control of your reaction and the emotion or the action is not controlling you. Does that make sense? And this comes with self-awareness. What is self-awareness is the way I look at it and the way I've been using it is what motivates me to act in a certain way. If I'm an introvert, why am I an introvert? I'm an introvert possibly because I want to have very deep, meaningful relationship with just one or two people. Right? If I'm an extrovert, why am I an extrovert? Because I feel time is too short, I need to talk to multiple people very quickly all the time. So I try to become an extrovert. So the motivation makes a lot of difference, and the more we understand each one of us, ourselves, the better we are in understanding other people also, and also facing things like interviews, professional work, and so on. Make sense so far? Anytime you want, you think I'm saying something stupid or you have a question, please ask me, interrupt me right away. There's no stupid question, that will only be stupid answer coming from me. Okay? Okay, so basically I'm talking about what drives each one of us, what energizes us. You believe in energy? Yeah, some things you enjoy doing, it gives you positive energy. Some things you don't enjoy doing. Something I don't enjoy doing. I don't enjoy keeping my desk very clean. It's a waste of time. I find what I want when I want. It's a mess. So what? So it costs me energy to keep my desk clean. Right? So what energizes me is something that I innovate, something that I create, something when I'm talking to people like you, it energizes me. Right? And where we struggle, where we feel the pressure, how do we act under pressure? So all these things, the self-awareness is the foundation of all this. Now, let's say that I need to lose about 5 kilos, which I do need to lose, by the way. I need to restart my running. And I know based on my past experience that I need to run about 120 kilometers to lose 5 kilos. I've done that in the past. Okay? I'm not going to run these 120 kilometers in 3 days, right? It's going to be a nightmare, I might die or something. So it needs time, right? Similarly, when you're going to a job interview, preparing 1 week in advance or 1 month or 1 semester in advance is already a bit too late. Okay? You need to have prepared right from your school days or even from your first year, the kind of project that you will target, the kind of company job role that you will target. How are you going to polish your communication skills? Right? So something interesting on communication, I get a lot of questions is, English, maybe some of us are not very confident in English, etc., etc. Nothing beats practice, right? There are so many tools out there. If you go to YouTube, you listen to very eloquent people like Panki Sharma, whom my daughter really loves, or somebody on the extreme side like Shashi Tharoor, who uses very complicated English. You can do that on YouTube. You can use the subtitles, see the words, go ask ChatGPT, a dictionary, Google or something. What does that word mean? What is the context? Very simple, and then you practice. You talk to other people. You practice. Communication is nothing but practice, as far as English is concerned, or language is concerned. So these are some basic things which matter in any year. The sooner you start focusing on what kind of projects, how you're going to tackle your job interview with a very, very clear focus, success will come your way sooner or later. Now, in the corporate world,